You wake up in the middle of the night with an uneasy pressure in your chest, not sharp pain, not even tightness, just a heaviness, subtle but wrong. You sit up in bed, heart thudding. Your forehead feels warm, your hands strangely cold. You glance at the clock, 3:17 a.m. Something inside you whispers that your body is not okay. You try to go back to sleep, but your heart keeps knocking louder and louder against your ribs. This is how it begins for thousands of people over 60. No warning, no racing thoughts, no argument or stressful call, just silence, and a sudden invisible spike in blood pressure. It happens while you sleep. When your body is supposed to be resting, it's actually fighting a silent battle. And most people don't even realize it until it's too late. The next morning, maybe you feel a headache building behind your eyes. Maybe your heart feels heavy for hours. Maybe you feel nothing at all. But beneath the surface, the damage has begun. Tiny vessels are straining. Your heart is working overtime, and all of it could be caused by something you ate just hours before. That's the terrifying truth. One meal can change your night. One common vegetable, something you believed was healthy, can quietly load your bloodstream with sodium and trigger a cascade that keeps your pressure elevated while you sleep. As a heart specialist, I see this over and over again. A patient walks into my office confused. They say, "Doctor, I don't smoke. I walk every morning. I barely add salt to anything. Why is my pressure still high?" I ask what they ate the night before. 9 times out of 10, there's one thing in common: a hidden sodium trap disguised as a vegetable. And it's one that most people over 60 eat, thinking it's doing them good. High blood pressure isn't always loud. It doesn't always arrive with dizziness or shortness of breath. It doesn't always announce itself with ringing in the ears or blurry vision. Sometimes it simply raises itself quietly, inch by inch, while you sleep, pushing your heart into overdrive, your arteries into stiffness, and your brain into danger. The real danger isn't the symptom, it's the silence, and the silence is what allows it to keep going. You think you're safe because you're home, eating vegetables, avoiding fried foods, but you're not avoiding what matters most: sodium. And the worst part is, it's not coming from a salt shaker. It's coming from something much sneakier. Some vegetables, when raw or freshly cooked, are wonderful for your heart. But the moment they're canned, jarred, pickled, or preserved, they transform. Their sodium levels skyrocket. That's when the heart damage begins. Sodium pulls water into your blood vessels, increasing pressure against the walls. Over time, that pressure hardens arteries, enlarges the heart, and raises the risk of stroke or heart failure. But when it happens overnight, when your pressure is supposed to be dipping, that's when the consequences are most dangerous. Sleep is the time your heart needs to recover. It's when your pressure is meant to lower, giving your body the rest it needs to repair. But if your dinner includes one of these sodium-heavy vegetables, your body can't complete that cycle. Your pressure doesn't drop, it stays high. And sometimes it climbs even higher. That's when you wake up with headaches. That's when your chest feels heavy. That's when your arteries suffer. This isn't just about numbers on a machine. It's about the invisible damage happening to your most vital organ. I've had patients in their 70s who exercised, stayed slim, and avoided processed foods, yet they still struggled with pressure spikes. The culprit? A single serving of a vegetable they thought was helping them. They ate it cold from a jar, warm from a can, or as part of a salad. They had no idea that their late-night healthy choice was flooding their arteries with more sodium than a fast food burger. The worst part is, many of these vegetables are marketed as heart-friendly. But the label doesn't show the full truth. You'll see words like natural or garden-grown, but you won't see the hidden sodium unless you look very closely. And most people don't. They trust the image. They trust the color green. They trust the word vegetable. But your body doesn't care about marketing. It reacts to content. And when that content includes 400, 600, even 800 milligrams of sodium per serving, your heart takes the hit. I'm not saying vegetables are bad. I'm saying that not all vegetables are created equal, and not all of them are safe for people with sensitive hearts, especially not at night, especially not if they've been processed, soaked in brine, or sealed in cans, because that's when they become dangerous. That's when they stop being food and start becoming a trigger. And if you're over 60, your body doesn't buffer those triggers the way it once did. Your kidneys process sodium slower. Your arteries respond with more stiffness. Your heart has to work harder just to keep up. What used to be a minor dietary mistake becomes a serious cardiovascular event. So here's what I want you to remember. The pressure spike you feel or don't feel at night might not be random. It might be the result of your dinner. It might be coming from something you thought was healthy. And the only way to stop it is to understand exactly which foods are doing this to you. Because once you know, you can stop the damage. You can give your heart the break it needs. You can wake up without the heaviness, without the ache, without the fear. And it starts with awareness. In the next section, I'm going to reveal the vegetable you must remove from your plate immediately if you care about your blood pressure. And not just that one, 3 others that are just as harmful, often hiding in plain sight. But before we get there, I want to ask you something important. How old are you? And from where are you watching this? Let me know in the comments below. You're not alone in this journey. There are thousands of others just like you, waking up with fear, confused by their numbers, and searching for clarity. This community exists to support you, to guide you, and to bring you peace of mind. So let's begin by connecting. Tell me your age and location, and stay with me. The truth is just ahead. It's time to uncover the truth. The seemingly harmless vegetable that could be triggering your blood pressure spike is pickled cucumber, more commonly known as the humble pickle. Yes, that small, crunchy green vegetable sitting in your refrigerator door may be loading your body with so much sodium that it keeps your blood pressure elevated through the night. And it's not alone. There are 3 more vegetables that belong to the same category of hidden salt bombs. All are marketed as healthy. All are derived from vegetables that, in their fresh state, are actually good for your heart. But once preserved, canned, or soaked in brine, they transform into risky heart-damaging foods. If you're over 60, they could quietly undo every other effort you've made to live a heart-healthy life. Let's take a closer look at 4 villains in disguise. 1. Pickled cucumbers, pickles. Pickles are typically soaked in brine, a salty mixture used to preserve them and give them their tangy flavor. A single large dill pickle can contain over 800 milligrams of sodium. That's more than a third of your daily recommended limit in just a few bites. Worse, they're often consumed with sandwiches or salads, adding to an already sodium-rich meal. For those over 60, this level of salt, especially in the evening, can prevent your blood pressure from dipping overnight, placing strain on your arteries, kidneys, and heart. 2. Canned beets. Beets in their natural form are rich in nitrates that support blood flow. But canned beets often come packed in salt water. A half-cup serving can contain 200 to 300 milligrams of sodium, depending on the brand. That means just one serving may contribute 10 to 115% of your sodium limit without you realizing it. The real danger? Beets are seen as a heart food, so people eat them liberally, unaware of how much sodium has been added during the canning process. It's a bait and switch that misleads even the most health-conscious seniors. 3. Canned spinach. Spinach is a leafy green powerhouse when it's fresh. But once it's canned, it undergoes dramatic changes. A single serving of canned spinach can contain 350–400 milligrams of sodium. The texture becomes mushy, the flavor dull, and the salt content sky-high. This is particularly harmful to older adults with declining kidney function, who cannot clear sodium from the bloodstream as efficiently. The result is fluid retention, increased vascular pressure, and unnecessary strain on the heart. 4. Canned corn. Corn is sweet, simple, and commonly eaten straight from the can, but canned corn is typically packed with salt to extend shelf life. One serving can carry up to 300 milligrams of sodium, and since corn is often served as a side, it's easy to consume multiple servings without noticing. The problem is cumulative. Lunch, dinner, and snacks all contribute to your daily sodium intake. By bedtime, your blood is holding onto excess water, raising your pressure when your heart should be winding down. What unites these 4 foods is the way they're processed. Canning, pickling, and preserving often rely on high sodium concentrations to prevent spoilage. That sodium doesn't just pass through your body, it lingers. It shifts your fluid balance. It stiffens arteries. And when consumed regularly, especially by those over 60, it contributes to a persistent state of elevated blood pressure, even during sleep. Let's pause and reflect on why this is so dangerous. Your heart needs to rest at night. Sleep is when your cardiovascular system resets. It's when your blood vessels dilate, your heart rate slows, and your blood pressure naturally falls, a process known as nocturnal dipping. This dip is essential for long-term heart health. People whose blood pressure fails to dip at night are at significantly higher risk of stroke, heart failure, and early death. Now imagine what happens when your pressure doesn't dip. Because you had a salty dinner, your heart keeps working, your vessels stay tight. Your body enters a mild state of panic even while you sleep. And if that continues for weeks, months, or years, the consequences become irreversible. Silent damage, no pain, no warning. Just damage accumulating with each passing night. And when the tipping point arrives, it's sudden. A stroke, an arrhythmia, a hypertensive crisis that lands you in the ER. And the worst part? It could have been prevented, not with medication, but with a simple change in what's on your plate. I don't want to alarm you, I want to empower you, because knowledge is the most powerful tool we have. Once you understand which foods are hurting you, you can remove them, you can reverse course. You can feel your body begin to calm, your morning headaches ease, your heart feels lighter, your sleep deepens. This is not just theory. I've seen it happen in patients repeatedly. So what can you do? Start by removing the 4 villains. No more pickled cucumbers. No more canned beets. No more canned spinach. No more canned corn. Even if the label says light sodium or no added salt, be cautious. These terms can be misleading. Always read the nutrition facts. Aim for no more than 140 milliliters of sodium per serving for heart safety, and better yet, prepare these foods fresh. Your body will thank you, your blood pressure will drop, and your risk of heart-related complications will begin to decline. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Action is where change begins. So clear out your pantry, check your fridge, and pay attention to what's hiding in your meals. Salty villains wear many disguises, but once you learn to see them, they lose their power. In the next section, I'll show you the heart-safe swaps, simple, affordable, and delicious alternatives that give you all the nutrition you need without the dangerous sodium load. You don't have to give up the foods you love. You just have to prepare them in a way that supports your heart. Because you deserve to sleep in peace. You deserve to wake up refreshed, not afraid. And you deserve a heart that works with you, not against you. Let's make it happen. Let's now turn toward hope, because avoiding danger is only half the journey. The other half is restoring your heart's calm, lowering your blood pressure naturally, and reclaiming restful sleep. The good news is, you don't need exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. You just need to return to the roots, literally. The same vegetables that caused harm in their processed form can become allies when prepared correctly. Let's revisit each of those 4 ingredients and transform them into heart-healing alternatives. 1. Fresh cucumber instead of pickled cucumber. Raw cucumber is one of the most hydrating, blood pressure-friendly vegetables you can eat. It contains potassium, which helps balance out sodium in your system, relaxes blood vessel walls, and promotes fluid balance. Eat it peeled and sliced, tossed in lemon juice or olive oil with herbs. No jars, no brine, just clean, natural crunch. It's cooling, soothing, and supports the very opposite of what the pickled version triggers. Try it as a side for lunch or a late-night snack. Your blood pressure will thank you. 2. Roasted beets instead of canned beets. When prepared fresh, beets are among the most potent vasodilators available in nature. They're rich in nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide, a compound that helps blood vessels relax and expand. This lowers blood pressure and improves circulation. To unlock this power, bake them whole at 400 degrees for 45 minutes, peel, slice, and drizzle with olive oil and a pinch of pepper. No salt needed. Roasted beets are naturally sweet, earthy, and deeply healing for your arteries. Serve them warm or chilled in a salad. 3. Steamed spinach instead of canned spinach. Spinach loses its soul when it's canned, but when you steam it gently, its nutrients come alive. Steamed spinach is loaded with magnesium, potassium, and plant-based nitrates, all essential for cardiovascular balance. Steaming preserves these nutrients without loading your dish with sodium. Add a squeeze of lemon and a sprinkle of garlic or nutmeg for flavor. It's soft, comforting, and gives your blood vessels the signal to relax. Your heart will feel the difference almost immediately. 4. Boiled corn without salt instead of canned corn. Fresh or frozen corn, when boiled without salt, is a sweet, fiber-rich addition to your plate. It provides antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which support blood vessel integrity and protect against oxidative stress. Boiling fresh corn on the cob takes just minutes, and the flavor is miles above the salty canned version. You can even slice the kernels off the cob and add them to salads, soups, or stir-fries. Just skip the salt shaker, use herbs like parsley or thyme instead. Each of these swaps may seem small, but the effect they have on your heart is enormous. Every fresh bite is a step toward healing. Every unsalted serving is an act of care for your body. Over time, these choices add up. They create a rhythm of calm within your circulatory system, a return to balance that your heart desperately needs. And this isn't just about lowering a number on a machine, it's about what happens after that number drops. You start sleeping better, your morning fog lifts. You wake up feeling rested, not rattled. You move through your day with more energy. Your heart doesn't thud, it beats in peace. Your thoughts feel clearer, your emotions steadier, you reclaim confidence. And the fear of the next episode fades because you've taken control. This is what I see in my patients again and again. A woman in her late 60s who stopped eating canned vegetables and saw her nighttime blood pressure return to normal within 2 weeks. A man in his 70s who started roasting beets once a week and no longer wakes up with tightness in his chest. These aren't miracles, they're biology. The human body responds beautifully to what is real, fresh, and simple. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start with these 4 swaps. So here's your challenge. Today, check your pantry and refrigerator. Look at the labels. Identify anything pickled, canned, or packed in brine. If it contains more than 140 milliliters of sodium per serving, set it aside. Then make a plan to replace it. Buy fresh. Cook at home. Take back control over what enters your body. Because you deserve to wake up with a calm heart. You deserve to live without fear of sudden spikes or silent damage. You deserve the joy of meals that nourish, not endanger you. And you deserve to grow older with strength, wisdom, and the full support of your body behind you. This isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. Freedom to enjoy life, to sleep peacefully, and to trust that your heart is safe. So let's rebuild that trust, one bite at a time. And if you made it this far, I want to thank you. You've taken a powerful step toward a healthier life, but don't stop here. There are so many more insights waiting for you. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing so you never miss a vital message about your health. And if you haven't already, leave a comment and tell us where you're watching from. We're building a global circle of support, and your voice matters. Your story may inspire someone else to change. You're not alone. You're part of a community. And together, we can create stronger hearts, calmer nights, and healthier lives. All the information shared here is supported by scientific research. You'll find the full list of sources in the video description.